If you wake up feeling a deep, damp chill settling into your bones on a crisp winter morning, and you immediately reach for a steaming hot drink just to get your stiff joints moving, I deeply understand how exhausting that physical heaviness can be. Many of us come inside after shoveling a heavy, wet snowfall off the driveway, kicking our snowy boots against the wooden porch, feeling that familiar cold weather tickle in the back of the throat. Putting the kettle on the stove, brewing a rich cup of herbal tea, and stirring in a generous spoonful of golden honey is a deeply comforting, generations-old ritual. Our mothers and grandmothers taught us this gentle, warming habit to keep the harsh winter chill away and soothe our tired, aching bodies. Big mistake. Imagine taking a beautifully handcrafted wooden snowshoe and throwing it directly into a roaring fireplace just to dry off the morning snow. You would completely ruin the very tool meant to gently support you through the deep winter drifts. My dear friend, that is exactly what happens biologically when raw, natural honey meets violently boiling hot tea. Let me share a small, entirely fascinating biological secret with you that changes absolutely everything about your morning routine. Ancient healing traditions, which are now completely validated by modern cellular biology, show us that the scalding heat of boiling water fundamentally alters this precious golden food. Extreme temperatures instantly dismantle the delicate raw enzymes we rely on for daily vitality, effectively killing the living essence of the nectar. This sudden heat transforms a natural, healing food into a sticky, inflammatory residue that quietly and secretly burdens your liver. I completely understand why we all fall into this daily habit without a single second thought. When you have a deep, freezing chill settling into your chest, you naturally want your comforting drink to be as hot as humanly possible. Thick, sweet syrups dissolve so beautifully and quickly in rolling, boiling water, making the preparation feel incredibly satisfying and efficient. You haven't done anything wrong because making a hot drink just makes logical sense, and following this routine is exactly how we were all raised. Stop blaming yourself. Stay with me because at the very end of our chat, I'm going to share the exact temperature window you need to use. I will show you a highly practical biological sweet spot that preserves every single living enzyme in your mug while still giving you that perfect, soothing morning comfort. Are you someone who absolutely needs a hot drink first thing in the morning to function, or do you wait a while? Type a quick plus for yes or minus for no below. To truly understand what happens inside your digestive system, we need to look closely at the delicate state of your body right when you wake up. After a long, quiet night of sleep, your internal organs have been fasting for over 8 hours, and your liver's natural energy stores are completely depleted. Your digestive tract is essentially waking up from a deep slumber, requiring gentle, easily processed nourishment to restart its daily engine. Shocking this sensitive resting system with a heavy, difficult-to-digest compound is the absolute hardest way to start your day. Exposing delicate raw plant nectars to extreme thermal stress creates what modern scientists refer to as advanced glycation end-products. These artificially altered, dense sugar compounds create a massive, unexpected burden for your internal organs right when they are most vulnerable. When the natural, complex sugars in raw nectar are exposed to the violent energy of boiling water, their molecular structure physically warps and twists. They transform from a beautifully organized, easily digestible energy source into a chaotic, sticky metabolic puzzle that your aging cells simply cannot easily solve. Think of your hard-working liver exactly like the main air filter in your home's central furnace during an incredibly dry, dusty Canadian winter. Pumping clean, fresh air through the ventilation system allows the mechanical motor to work quietly, efficiently, and without any strain whatsoever. This keeps the whole house beautifully warm and comfortable, despite the howling blizzard raging outside your frosted window pane. But if heavy, sticky dust gets pulled directly into that vital filter, the protective mesh completely clogs up. The furnace motor strains audibly, working twice as hard just to push a tiny bit of air through the dirty, blocked barrier. Eventually, the entire house feels cold, drafty, and sluggish because the central system is completely overwhelmed and suffocating. Your liver experiences the exact same severe mechanical strain when forced to process heat-damaged, twisted sugars every single morning. It is exhausting. A wonderful, highly effective first step to support your internal organs is always opting for local, raw, completely unpasteurized honey. Factory-produced commercial liquid sweeteners sold in those cute little plastic bears have almost always been flash-heated to extremely high temperatures in massive industrial vats. This brutal manufacturing process is designed purely to keep the liquid looking clear and perfectly uniform on the shelf, prioritizing visual appeal over human health. The vital, healing enzymes are already long gone, completely destroyed before the plastic bottle even reaches the brightly lit supermarket aisle. Have you ever felt completely cheated by a supermarket tricking you with fake, misleading health labels on commercial honey? Let me know below so we can watch out for each other's wallets. So, choosing a good quality, raw, local product is a beautiful way to protect your digestion and support your local farmers. But simply buying the right jar is completely useless if we accidentally destroy those expensive benefits right on our own kitchen counter. Natural, unheated honey remains an absolute biological marvel in the natural world, functioning as a profoundly complex, living, breathing substance. Unlike almost any other naturally occurring sweet substance on Earth, this thick golden liquid actually contains its own built-in digestive enzymes. Powerful microscopic compounds known as amylase and invertase are naturally suspended right inside the raw nectar by the bees themselves. It is a living food. In its pure, undisturbed natural state, this incredible substance practically digests itself the exact moment it enters your warm stomach. It actively supports your internal systems, gracefully delivering steady, clean energy rather than draining your vital daily reserves. The core biological mistake happens when modern society treats this living marvel exactly like highly processed dead white sugar. Never do this. Assuming a delicate, enzymatically rich food can easily withstand the violent heat of a freshly boiled kettle strips away every single living quality. Exposing those fragile, microscopic enzymes to scalding hot water instantly transforms the body's best friend into a heavy, demanding metabolic load. Believing we are deeply soothing a sore throat, we are instead secretly forcing our liver to work a grueling, unpaid double shift. Think of it like the difference between a modern, self-cleaning oven and an old, dirty stove that requires hours of painful manual scrubbing. Raw, living nectar is the self-cleaning oven, coming equipped with exactly what it needs to process itself without leaving a mess behind. Heat-damaged syrup, however, leaves a sticky, burnt-on biological residue that your liver must painstakingly scrub away, exhausting your daily energy reserves. I promise I will show you exactly how to safely preserve these precious living enzymes in your morning cup just a little later on, so keep watching. Many wonderful, health-conscious people over 50 genuinely believe that adding intense heat somehow activates the hidden medicinal properties of their morning herbal drink. The strict biological reality tells a very different, highly fascinating story about how delicate organic matter responds to sudden thermal shock. The core scientific principle at play right here in your favorite kitchen mug is a phenomenon called protein denaturation. When liquid temperatures exceed roughly 40 degrees Celsius, the fragile, intricate microscopic protein bonds simply snap under the intense thermal pressure. The internal structures break apart permanently, melting away the precise shapes that allow these enzymes to function within your body. Preparing your tea this way is exactly like leaving your soaking wet, expensive leather winter boots right on top of a red-hot baseboard heater. Allowing a gentle, ambient room warmth to circulate will naturally dry the heavy leather perfectly and safely overnight, preserving the material. But placing those boots directly against intense, radiating metal heat completely melts the structural glue and ruins the supportive sole forever. The exact same structural collapse happens to those precious digestive compounds the very second they touch the rolling, boiling water from your kettle. I know this feeling well, that deeply frustrating moment when you're standing in the middle of a busy, noisy grocery store aisle. You try desperately to remember a friendly neighbor's name or what you came in to buy, but the word remains stubbornly stuck right on the tip of your tongue. That heavy, familiar, exhausting mental fog often stems directly from a liver deeply burdened by processing heavy, heat-altered sugars. This invisible internal strain actively contributes to overall daily sluggishness and a frustrating lack of mental clarity exactly when you need it most. When your liver is spending all its vital energy breaking down sticky, denatured syrups, it simply cannot properly filter the blood reaching your brain. Your mind feels cloudy, your thoughts feel slow, and you find yourself reaching for yet another cup of coffee just to force your eyes open. So your mental fog might just be a symptom of a tired, overworked liver trying desperately to process your morning tea. But clearing your head is only half the battle, because this exact same kitchen mistake is secretly attacking your physical mobility. An overworked liver severely struggles to efficiently clear out normal daily metabolic waste from your hard-working, aging bloodstream. When cellular exhaust builds up in the circulatory system over time, the situation frequently leads to mild, low-grade systemic inflammation throughout the body. Such persistent, quiet inflammation absolutely loves to settle deep inside our joints, specifically targeting the knees, hips, and knuckles as we gracefully get older. Waking up to a damp, freezing Canadian morning and feeling that stiff, tight ache in your knees is incredibly frustrating. Struggling to close your stiff hands fully around a warm coffee cup is very often the direct physical result of this silent inflammatory buildup. It makes stepping out onto the front porch to grab the morning paper feel like a monumental, painful task that requires deep concentration. The natural lubricating fluid inside your joints, known as synovial fluid, becomes thick and sluggish when systemic inflammation is present in the bloodstream. It feels exactly like someone poured a handful of coarse winter sand directly into the delicate metal hinges of a wooden door. Every movement creates friction. Every step feels heavy, and the simple joy of a morning walk is replaced by a grim determination to just push through the ache. By simply changing exactly how we prepare our hot morning beverage, we immediately stop feeding that destructive, hidden inflammatory loop. Protecting those natural, living enzymes helps significantly relieve that painful morning stiffness from the inside out, naturally thinning out that joint lubrication. It allows you to confidently step out the front door and enjoy a brisk, refreshing walk without feeling like your joints are locked in a rusty vise. We are getting incredibly close to revealing the exact step-by-step preparation method, so keep that morning kettle warm on the stove. What city are you watching from? And how much does a jar of real, local honey cost in your area these days? Let us compare notes in the comments to see how prices have changed. By deeply respecting nature's delicate state, your digestion and liver remain beautifully protected, efficient, and ready to support your daily energy. But our human body operates as a highly connected, brilliantly complex system, and saving the sweet nectar is only the very first piece of the puzzle. Looking slightly deeper at exactly how this newly altered, heated sweetener physically interacts with your actual herbal tea leaves reveals another fascinating biological trap. A very common, almost universal kitchen prep mistake compounds this entire digestive issue for many older adults, creating a perfect storm in a teacup. Leaving the paper tea bag sitting in the bottom of the mug while pouring scalding hot water over it drastically changes the chemical makeup of your drink. Simply letting the leaves oversteep while you go about your busy morning routine forces the delicate tea to release excessive amounts of harsh compounds called tannins. Tannins are the specific organic defense chemicals originally designed by nature to protect the growing plant from hungry insects in the wild. They are entirely responsible for making an overbrewed cup taste incredibly harsh, dry, and bitterly astringent on the back of the tongue. Binding these harsh, highly astringent plant defenses with a heat-altered sticky sugar syrup creates a surprisingly heavy, dense chemical sludge. This newly formed compound can be remarkably irritating and damaging to a sensitive, aging stomach lining that just woke up from a long rest. Think about it carefully. Think of the old, battered tin teapot at the family summer cottage that gets left sitting directly on the hot wood stove all afternoon long. The dark, over-steeped liquid inside becomes incredibly bitter, thick as syrup, and sits terribly heavily in your belly after a hearty dinner. We do the exact same thing to our own morning mug when we forget to remove the tea bag before casually adding our sweetener. Do you normally leave the tea bag in your mug while you drink it, or do you take it out right away? Let's settle this friendly kitchen debate in the comments. Furthermore, these deeply concentrated, over-steeped tannins have a sneaky, hidden biological habit of binding directly to dietary iron in your digestive tract. If you sit down to a beautiful morning breakfast of fresh eggs or oatmeal, your body's eagerly trying to absorb those vital energy-giving minerals. But when you wash that good food down with a mug full of harsh tannins, those plant chemicals physically lock onto the iron, preventing your body from absorbing it. This invisible chemical blockade quietly robs your bloodstream of the vital iron it needs to carry oxygen to your tired muscles and brain. You might eat perfectly well, yet still feel incredibly fatigued, breathless, and weak simply because your morning tea is blocking your nutrition. This is why respecting the delicate balance of the plant and knowing exactly when to remove it from the water is so profoundly important for your daily vitality. So, you are beautifully saving your liver by avoiding boiling water, and you are actively protecting your stomach by managing those harsh plant tannins. But how exactly do we combine these two crucial rules to create the perfect, healing morning beverage without losing that comforting, deeply necessary winter warmth? To completely avoid these hidden biological traps and perfectly protect your digestive tract, we can easily rely on a beautifully simple kitchen practice. This traditional, incredibly gentle approach is known affectionately as the finger hug method, and it requires absolutely zero special equipment or thermometers. First, boil your fresh, clean water in the kettle just as you normally would on any chilly, frost-covered morning. Pour the hot liquid gently over your preferred tea leaves in your favorite thick ceramic mug, enjoying the beautiful aroma that fills the kitchen. Let the cup steep quietly for just 3 to 5 minutes, allowing the gentle flavors and beneficial oils to emerge naturally without forcing them. Then completely remove the bag or strain out the loose leaves. Removing the leaves immediately stops the harsh, bitter tannin release, perfectly protecting your stomach lining from that astringent, iron-blocking shock. Now, simply wait. And absolutely do not add anything sweet or heavy to the hot liquid just yet. Practice a brief moment of quiet, peaceful morning patience until you can comfortably wrap your bare hands entirely around the outside of the ceramic mug. You want to be able to hold the cup like a warm, comforting hug without flinching, pulling away, or burning your palms. When the thick ceramic is completely comfortable to hold against your bare skin, the liquid resting inside has safely dropped below that critical 40-degree threshold. Stirring in a modest half-teaspoon of raw, unpasteurized goodness only at this specific cooler stage changes absolutely everything about the biological impact of the drink. Naturally, melting thick, raw nectar into cooler liquid will absolutely take a few extra seconds of gentle stirring to fully dissolve properly. It is that simple. Taking those few extra mindful seconds completely preserves 100% of the living, healing enzymes your body desperately needs to thrive. Making this one tiny, incredibly thoughtful daily adjustment unlocks a profound, life-changing biological secret for your long-term mobility, clarity, and energy. Enjoying your quiet morning cup using this gentle method means you still get the deeply comforting warmth spreading through your chest on a cold day. You still receive the wonderfully soothing throat coat to fight off the harsh winter chill and the damp, heavy morning air. But now, you are also blessed with a happy, unburdened liver and a much brighter, far more energetic morning completely free from heavy brain fog. Embracing these small, natural habits allows us to age with remarkable grace, maintaining the vital strength to enjoy our walks, our gardens, and our time with family.
We can stay vigorous, mobile, and profoundly healthy, just as long as we take a quiet moment to listen to nature's ancient, brilliant rules. This information is strictly educational to support your daily vitality, so never change your doctor's medical treatment without their consent. If this topic interested you, you will love this one too. Stop eating skinless chicken breasts. You are starving your brain. Why avoiding dietary cholesterol and animal fats after 50 is shrinking your brain's white matter and destroying the lipid layers needed to protect your memory. Be well.